How to get people to distance themselves from you who would normally agree with you in one short video. Hey guys, it's your buddy Moo Juice Magic here. Now I went on this journey yesterday into this rabbit trail of emotion and changing what my video was about like 4 times now. And here's the breakdown. So last night, well, early this morning, probably at 2, 3 o'clock this morning, I couldn't sleep. I came across a suggested video on my YouTube feed because the algorithm has no idea. Apparently, it knows me better than I know me or something. I have no idea what it thinks. I was trying to watch knife making videos. But I come across this video of a gal who it said, I got banned from EA Play. Okay, so I was like, okay. I figured, hey, I'll watch this video and I'll watch it blind and react. It's probably some chick who maybe got accused of hacking and got banned or something, and I'll have something to talk about. Boy, was I in for a shock that it was nothing to do with the video. It was this 4-hour video where you feel very compassionate for this gal because she gets banned from EA Play. And on the surface, it's like, okay, well, why'd she get banned? Well, she does some searching while you're watching the stream that she reposted to her YouTube. And it was a Twitch stream. And she goes in and says, okay, well, code of conduct violation kind of thing. And it was hinted at that she was beyond constructive criticism of people that either worked at EA or were partners with EA or something like that. So it seemed like, okay, well, I'm not making a video about a girl that's getting banned and making an ass out of herself or getting banned and then it was unjustified or something. I'm making now a video of EA over, like, just banning people for disagreeing with woke culture. Holy shit, this is a gold mine, right? This is going to be something great to make. Because I have tons of thoughts on EA and bioware right now, right? Everybody does, right? Did not go the way I expected, you know? I was like, okay, cool, gold mine. So I'm making this whole video, again, because I didn't finish the video last night. I reeled it in about 20 minutes into her video or so. So I reeled it back to start over because I wanted to do a blind react and kind of skip through shit that I'd already done and watch the rest of it blind. Well, I had brought up her ex stream and everything else, and she had a video up there. This is the reason that I got suspended, you know, and after explaining I didn't do anything wrong, etc., etc. So then I watched her video, and let's have a look. This is her video that she posted on her ex account.
Kill yourselves.
Dudes, do you have any idea the emotional roller coaster I just went on for that to happen? Like, that's how you start your video, where you're telling people that you shouldn't have been kicked from EA Play because it said beyond constructive criticism. That is well beyond constructive criticism, Nuhre. Now, I had no idea who this girl was going into this, and I really still don't. I know that she's from Spain, that she's a streamer, and that she's relatively popular. She does lore videos recently is her new thing. I only know this from her video. Yeah. So the whole time I'm watching this stream repost, I'm like, damn, this girl, like, I understand where she's coming from. She's upset. She's pissed off because, you know, she's being treated badly. She's being pigeonholed and forced into this corner by the woke mob. And you're going to fight back the best way you know how. And she was a little emotional in the video, in the stream. And it's like a 4-hour stream. I watched it, you know. And I was really on her side in her plight until I saw this. This is what she posted on X. And immediately I'm like, well, I just made a long video for no reason. At least it saves me a fuck ton of editing. I can just scrap that work and move on to this. I was going to make a video about how EA was overstepping boundaries here by banning people for having comments outside of their platform. But when you're actively telling people to take the long nap forever by themselves or a toaster bath or a long walk off a short stool, folks, that's a different story. Then it becomes much more reasonable for EA to have done this. Not a good look, Nuhre.
Genuinely. Genuinely, never touch a single video game ever in the history of ever.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna remember your.
Listen, why not just go with that and leave the kill yourself part out? Nuhre. Like, that's not a good look, okay? I immediately have to pump the brakes on what I thought about EA. And I did get to thinking about it. I'm like, why aren't other creators getting banned from EA for this? I mean, I made Dragon Age content. Shit talking Veilguard. I wasn't nice about it. I didn't get an EA ban. I don't know anybody else that did. So I had that suspicion in the back of my mind, you know, but I was listening to her. And she had a couple people that she thought might be responsible for her getting banned. They're EA partners, content creators. And some of their, one's Blue Sky posts and one's tweets, or X posts, whatever you want to call them now. I guess they're still tweets, I don't know. Elon, is there a term for that? You want to help us out here, pal? But it seemed legit. It seemed like, hey, yeah, no, this is sensible. I can understand why she'd come to the conclusion that these people were responsible for her getting banned from EA Play. You just wish death upon someone else, dude. I don't know how to break this to you, but that seems like a legitimate reason to me. And I want you to understand, girl, I'm on your side about the woke part of this. I really am. Like, it's permeating culture when a small minority wants to interject themselves on everybody else. Especially when it's the screwy situation of you have less than 1% of the population that is, you know, having gender dysmorphia. And then you have tons of people on top of that, on top of the people that are actually suffering from something and are going through these demons and these deep psychological trauma and problematic stuff. They're going through all this on real time and watching thousands more people LARP their plight. Can you imagine how insulting and damaging that is? And then we hear from the woke people, oh, we hate them, we want to genocide them, and so, which is one of the dumbest things I've ever fucking heard. No one's trying to kill you for pretending to be something you're not, man. Like, pedophiles we definitely want a wood chipper with, but you guys, we just want you to shut the fuck up and get out of our video games and movies. We're tired of hearing your nonsense. I'm not going to play the fucking pronoun game with you. It's not a real thing. You're not even using the language correctly. Why would I bother? You can't figure out basic biology or the English language. Why am I going to fucking at all take your plight seriously when there's people out there who are truly suffering from stuff like this and you're LARPing their problem? You are cosplaying gender dysmorphia, and it's insane. I know people that are not gender dysmorphic but have been so convinced and lied to by adults and people around them and by media and social media that they've had their junk cut off. Dude, I know a few people that regret it. I know a few people that have had this happen. A couple people that have just recently had it done that haven't gotten to that conclusion yet. But I know people that went through the surgery, went through the hormone replacement therapy and all that regret it dearly. And these folks are suicidal on the daily, and it's a serious problem. And they don't know how to fix it. And they've been so convinced that their problem is not a problem, that it's a problem of everybody else for not just kowtowing to them, that they can't see the forest because there's too many fucking trees in the way. If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's not a fucking moose. But she goes on.
Your names. And I'm gonna fucking look for you in every single game that I play nowadays. I am. Every single bitch that has praised and fucking gloated about being a fucking writer for this game on Twitter, count your fucking days. You're not gonna be writing anything but a fan fiction like the rest of us fucking delusional bitches until the day you die. Because let me tell you something. If I find you in another video game, I'm gonna sound the fucking alarm. Everyone is gonna know that you're working on that game. And I'm gonna do my hardest for you to never have work in the industry for the rest of your fucking life. You guys don't fucking deserve it. You don't deserve it. You don't. You don't deserve it.
Now, look, she's not wrong about DEI hires not deserving it. You don't want someone hired to fly an airplane just because they're black or a woman. You want the most trained person you can doing that. You don't want some dude off the street who's just some kind of, you know, so-called minority giving a job as a heart surgeon. You want a heart surgeon to do it. Someone who's educated and knows what they're doing, trained to do a heart surgery. Why aren't we treating every company the same way? It should be the best person for the job. If these folks aren't getting work, it's because they're not good at the fucking job. It has nothing to do with their being them. But if you're going to go to the workplace and turn it into a toxic fucking environment because no one agrees with you because you're psychotic or delusional or just whiny. I can remember not too long ago a person walking into a store, a dude, a big obvious dude, throwing a temper tantrum because someone called him sir. It's ma'am! In his very masculine voice because he's a fucking guy. Shit like that. We're not going to tolerate, dude. That's not something we're going to tolerate. We'll tolerate you. Tolerance isn't what you should be seeking, and acceptance isn't what you should be seeking. Psychological help is what you should probably be seeking. Just to boil it down. It doesn't mean we don't care about you. I don't hate you. I have no hate in my heart for someone that's doing this or going through this. This is your decision to make. It's your life. But your decision doesn't get to affect my life anymore. It should never have affected my life in the first place. I shouldn't have to come home from work where I have to hear about it, or from the store where I have to hear about it, or everywhere else where I have to hear about it, or seeing the protests. I go home, I escape into video games and movies. This is part of the problem that people are having that you guys don't seem to understand. Any disagreement with this stuff, you take personally and as an attack on you. I'm talking about a fucking video game. I'm talking about movie franchises. I'm not talking about your ass when I talk about this stuff, unless I'm talking about it like this and you're delusional. Yeah, sure, I'll talk about that till the fucking cows come home. I'll tell you the truth. I don't care. You need to hear it. I will never play the pronoun game with you. I'll call you fucking Shirley if you want, John. I'm not going to fucking play the pronoun game with you, though. It's not how the language even works. This chick, though, the way she handled this, she went from having me on board and feeling her plight to immediately me going, dude, are you fucking serious? How is this going to be your response? Or how is this what you're going to use as your evidence that you were treated incorrectly? This is proof on their behalf. In this case, I went from hating on EA, thinking, man, we need to fuck EA up. I got something to start with here. I got a whole new crusade I can make videos on. It's going to be content galore. And I'm glad I didn't have to do that. I'm glad I didn't have to do that because I don't want to see people out of jobs. I am surprised as hell the stockholders at EA haven't gotten involved and just shut this shit down. I'm surprised bioware still exists or hasn't been completely routed. That would have been my first order of business if I take over that company because I watched the numbers on Dragon Age tank. It tanked dramatically. And it's not the only game to tank so hard because of stuff like this. And it's not just video games. Like I said, it's the movies. Look at Disney. Kathleen Kennedy still has a fucking job. Where are the stockholders? What is happening here? This used to be a thing. Okay? But this is not the reaction. This reaction took me completely out of being able to support you. To see this. And this is not her, I shouldn't say reaction, but this is what she posted, an argument saying this is what I got banned for, like this is surprising. Nuhre, I don't have any problem with you. I agree with you when it comes to the woke culture. It needs to stop. I understand your frustration with it and your anger about it. It's incredibly infuriating. I get it. I totally am on board with you on that. But when you start off your video saying you want them to hurt themselves, dude, I can't be on board with that. Now, can you come out and say something to me that will, explain this better or whatever? Then I'll be on your side. Great. But EA looks like they did the right thing here. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. I'm glad to say it, but I hate to say it. You know what I mean? I would rather make content about me talking shit about movie trailers, you know what I mean, than shitting on a company. I do it enough with Activision because I play Black Ops, because I play Call of Duty. But, when you do something like this, it takes the rest of us into a reality check. This is why we always want to check our sources for what we talk about, guys, because I was trying to do all of this reactively. So I watched the video. I hadn't even watched this yet. I recorded about probably a half an hour video. I'd watched enough of her stream to know the parts that I wanted to forward to so I could get to the meat and potatoes. And then I switch over to this part and I hit play. And when I hit play, this is what I hear.
Kill yourselves.
Nuhre, I do think you should probably rethink using this as your argument. or as a reason for you not to be banned. This is totally realistic. I don't understand. Like, if you were just to criticize Dragon Age, which is what I thought was going on, or criticizing another content creator, if you were just criticizing them or shit talking them, trash talking them, even if you were insulting how they look, I wouldn't have cared. But the minute you start with that, that's the first thing that comes out of your mouth, girl. That is so hard to justify. I can't justify that for you. I was on your side until I heard that, to be completely honest. And so I'm glad that you posted this, because now I don't look like quite the buffoon. Because I'm sure a lot of people are going to be out there making videos about it right now. You got a big enough following, and shit like this is like fucking fire. I'm really sad to say, Nuhre, but you're wrong here. I wanted to be on your side, and I can't. I can't be okay with this. If you were talking about chomos or something, I'd be totally on board. Nobody likes kid touchers. We can all be on board with that as a society, no matter what country we're in. I know in Spain they're going through a hard time with this stuff right now. I know that the woke culture and this ideology that you have to accept everybody all the time, no matter what or who they are or what they do to you, has been permeating everywhere. You see it in Ireland, you see it in England. The culture of wokeness needs to just stop. And I think it is. I think it's coming to a curb, at least in the States. We saw it this last election, and believe it, that had a huge part to do with it. It wasn't just our stifling economy, or our stifled economy. It was definitely part of this DEI woke craze. We have to get this out of our systems now for our children's sake. It's nothing but damaging to the future of the human race. It does nothing good. This is the thing that happens right before civilizations fall. We need to reel it back in before it gets too far and curb it. That doesn't mean hurt people. That means re-educate. That means help them realize this is not the way to be. And that might mean shutting down some of these people that say this shit for their own personal gain. Politicians and whatnot. You can't be spewing shit like this anymore. It's time to find a way to quiet them up without hurting them. The best way to do it is what? Cancel culture? I don't want to do that. I don't want to cancel people. I believe in freedom of speech, man. But this is beyond freedom of speech. This was it's very hard for me to be on board with Nuhre when I want to. Because everything else you said in your other video, for the most part, I agree with. Obviously, you were a little emotional there, but reach out to me if you want to, because I'm probably going to be your sole detractor here, because I think that everybody else is going to get to everything else, part of it, get wrapped up in it, and overlook this one thing. And this is, unfortunately, what is going to be the argument against you. So you need to address this if you're going to continue to fight against this whole thing. I'm not disagreeing with you overall on the woke thing. So I'd be concerned if you don't address this. It's going to take some of your credibility and tarnish it in this fight against woke culture. Anyway, what do you guys think in the comments below? And again, I've said it before, if you're on that, in that realm of existence, I don't hate you. I just don't agree with you. It's just as simple as that. That doesn't mean I don't care about you. That doesn't mean I want something bad to happen to you. You're still a person. You're still valuable. I don't ever want you to hurt yourself. And if you ever feel like you need to, please. Don't let that be what takes you. Like, don't fall for those, those deep thoughts that make you want to do stuff. People go through that all the time, even that aren't in your shoes. Okay, you're not alone. If you feel that way, please seek some help and talk to somebody about it. Don't do that. Don't do what she suggested here. That's not acceptable. Anyway, what a roller coaster of emotions that was, huh? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. How do you think Nuhre should have handled this? Are you familiar with her stuff? If you are, let me know. Guys, anything in the comments, just be respectful to each other. I don't care if we agree with each other or not, including in the comments. You guys can have conversation. I don't want to have backbiting arguments. Let's just keep it civil. Voice your opinion, but respect the opinions of those that don't agree with you, okay? Try to keep it YouTube friendly. I don't want to have to play moderator. I haven't had to do it yet, thankfully. We've covered some crazy stuff. But, yeah, let me know if you guys think that she handled this appropriately in the comments below, or how she could have done it better. Do you think that she makes an apology for this thing after realizing? Do you think sits and has an introspective moment. Is this something she does in all of her videos? Like, is she usually this angry? Let me know. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. I appreciate it. It helps a lot. It helps keep me going. Not that I need any motivation to be an idiot and sit here in a chair and watch. Actually, you know what? Tell you what. Some of the stuff that I watch for you guys, there are videos that I've made that I've never put up because it's so brain rotting to me. I wouldn't want to spread it to you. So I sit through things for you guys so you don't have to. It's harder than it sounds. I love you in the face. Mood Juice Magic. I'm going to go and... I don't know. I don't have anything for this one.